Yo, what's up everybody? So there's a new update that just came out that has changed the way we deal with lobbers. So I'm going to show you another kind of trap video. We just barely did a trap video. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'm going to put a link in the description. Go check that out, guys. But we're going to go through only the Lobber Shields through this video. So there's 3 different Lobber Shields that you guys can do. I'm going to show you all 3. I'm going to show you why people use certain ones, or the best way to use certain ones in certain situations. So we're gonna get to one of the first and most used ones over here. Is going to be just a plain floor, just like this. Wherever they spawn, you put a floor over it and they're going to not lob. Instead of lobbing, if you guys put the floor there, they're going to walk right up or into whatever trap tunnel you guys have. So that's why you guys would do that. In fact, I don't know why. Let me fix this thing here. So this is the floor, and now this is the updated version of the floor where you guys actually have to go through and make this thing a little bit better. So as you guys can see here, there is a bomb right where I'm standing here. And if I build the floor right here, say I build the floor down here where this bomb is, it's going to bust right down this bomb. So we want to change this thing up a little bit. I guess it's going to be busting down this area too, so we're going to make this thing a little bit larger. So this is going to be the updated version of this one right here specifically. So you guys are going to have to build walls on all sides, and I'll tell you guys why. The new update to the lobbers made it so that these guys will go to no extent to lob. That means if you guys built walls, and I probably not on this one, because I mean if you built 2 more right here, you probably wouldn't have to block it off because they would just fall down over there and probably wouldn't be worth it to. But anyways, let's do this. So this over here, we're going to fix this up over here because they're going to come this way either way. But we want to make something, and I'm just making it out of wood, guys, because you really don't have to do anything special other than make it so that they can't get a way out. Because if these lobbers have a way out now, they will go right out and they will start lobbing towards your base. So you guys see that light in the sky on every single one. The lobbers are attracted to that. They're like little bugs, guys. They're like little bugs, and we want to make sure that they don't see the light, because these little bugs are supposed to be in our little bug space right here. So this is basically made it to where, see, I didn't close this part off right here because they will just fall down and won't be any use. But I guess we can close this off just to make it look pretty. So this whole trap tunnel right here kind of splits them up. So they're going to split up in between there and here. And if they do get in over here, I've made this one too. I'm going to show you guys another way to reinforce traps in case you guys don't have, let's say there's the barrier right here, right? You guys are doing twine and you guys have the barrier right there. You guys are going to want this thing that knocks them down, right? I mean, you don't actually have to have this, and like I said in the other video, there's different layers, but right here you do have to have this one right here, because when it does throw them over, they land right here and they're just going to come right in. So you do have to have this thing right here, just something blocking that, and this does just fine. In fact, I've done it with this one already without having this, but it's just overkill, guys, especially if you guys have a lot of traps. Throw these little traps on here and they will reach over here. They'll knock them, stun them a little bit, do some massive damage, and give these things enough time that even if you were standing right here and you had the little guys jumping at you, it would give you enough time that it would really just knock everything out. So that is the first lobber defense. We're going on to the second lobber defense now, and the only situation you would use this one, you've probably seen a lot of people use it and not know why it's not working. So there's the lobber defense where you guys want to build up kind of in the sky, right? So over here, and let's say you guys get the guys that are being thrown at your base, right? So this used to be the old ways right here, and then they would just eventually knock that down. This is still something that will protect it, and it'll take some hits, and this will destroy the guys so they won't have any more hits than what they do have. But this is going to be the second lobber defense, and this is if where they spawn you wouldn't be able to put one of these. So if they spawn and you're not able to do one of these little things over here to block them from walking, and why you do this is if you block them from actually lobbing, they will walk to the traps instead of lobbing. But now they will walk anywhere and everywhere. So you have to close this thing up. That's all you guys have to do. That's the new update, is you just have to close these things up. It uses a lot more stuff, so if you guys have already set up your twine for endurance and stuff like that, it's gonna really mess you up, but should be easy enough to get past this. So that is hopefully going to get to where they spawn. I think they may spawn down here though, so in case that does happen, in fact, let's just instead of I'm gonna build a little bit so like this, going up ramps. This is how you guys would build it, just like this. I don't have much more material on this account. Okay, but this is going to be the second Lobber Shield. So building the ramps up, and you want to start back a little bit because you may end up building like massive ramps, and you may want to do this not on wood. So you'll see this one a lot. This is probably the one that I see the most, which most people put it in the wrong place, and you guys can widen that up as far as you want because they will spawn over here too. But this is the one you guys will probably see a lot. It's some people's bases that have played in the last few months. The new one is going to be this one though. So you'll notice that people having this, they don't want those lobbers. All right. Oh snap. All right, so let's talk about the third and last lobber defense. So I'm gonna come on over here, and this is one that you would use with one of the first two. This wouldn't be one that you use all by itself, because if you got your, let's go down here to like amplifier D. This one is one where you're going to have a lot of lobbers. Is it D or E? I don't remember. I think it's D. Alright, so we already set this one up so I can show you guys exactly how we're going to do this one. This is our anti-lobber traps right here. So they'll only lob in this this space right here. The bad thing about this is it's going to be busting the roof, and basically right underneath here it's going to be busting this thing up for you. So you got to be, if this is the only thing you have, you're going to have to be on top of here building. And because you guys do have these traps protecting you, you won't have to worry about pulling your gun out and doing anything else. And then this right here. So this is a massive lobber defense, and it will not work by itself. I mean, it might if you have 4 players, but if you're trying to do this thing solo, you guys are going to want to combine that with something like this right here. And with that new update, you guys are going to want to block them in. So let's do this. We're going to make sure that they don't have, oops, a way out. Here's the bomb, and it's going to break that. So we're going to go up one more over here. And it's just trial and error. You guys just stick around that bomb area and see if you need to go up one more. It really depends on just the angle of the bomb. So I'm going to put this thing down. We're going to see if the bomb extends any further than that. Let's make sure we got everything boxed in, which is going to be, they're trying to make it so that you guys can't AFK. But really, it's just going to make everybody have to redo their bases. That's really all it's going to be, because there's a lot of places where we can sacrifice where we put our things. I'm gonna make this one a little bit lower over here, So it's like this. And I really don't need to connect to this part because they're not, if they're looking back right here. Let's see if this worked. Okay, that worked. So they're not going to be aiming back at there. Like I said, they're always aiming at that light right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. But that light is what they're aiming at. So they're never going to look backwards. If they're right here, they're not going to destroy that back there. They're always looking forward. So keep that in mind when you guys are building these things. You don't have to put in like that back row right there. There's different things that you guys can do to save some kind of spaces. I've got this thing to no extent. Now this is one where you have that thing basically all defended, right? But there's still going to be some that come around this back way. So this is one that I wouldn't worry about putting the materials on. I'm doing this on twine because most of the traps that you guys are going to be really having a struggle with are going to be on twine. So I'm doing a different amplifier than last time so you guys can get a good look at how I did D, how I did the first one, which is probably the easiest one. What is that, C? So I'm showing you guys different ones as I do these tutorials to show you guys exactly how I set it up. And if you guys want a little bit more of a closer look at these, let me just show you guys here. Oh, here comes the bomb. It's going to destroy all of that. And we don't want that. So let's see if we can't at least make these guys walk. So at this point, if you don't have a lot of places, you want to at least put it up to make them walk, right? So right here, it's going to at least make these guys have to go for a walk before they do lob. But you want to lock it down as much as you can. And like I said before, even doing this, so they're not going to be able to walk into that area to go lob, right? If you put that up right there, and maybe that one and that one right there, even from here, look at it. If you guys think a spot they might be able to lob from, all you guys have to do is stand from that spot and see if you guys can see that bright light. If you guys cannot see that bright light or have a clear shooting distance at it, then they're not going to be able to lob there. So they gotta drop down here. They gotta come all the way over here, and then they're going to be able to lob, right? That's where they gotta lob. So at least make them go for a walk now. But most of this stuff that I have set up has been set up for a solo twine. I did twine 7 solo, and the last one that you guys saw, I'm going to show you guys an update on that one as well if you guys would like to see that as well. Let's go back there. I did that one solo. I'm going to show you guys the new setup over there on that one because the shield was coming in pretty close last time. See if we can get up here right here. So it was between this one and that one, and I knew that one would be more challenging. So I'm going to show you where I set up G, just so you guys can see how I set up G. This one's going to be kind of a ramp effect, and I'm not sure if I'm going to push it over to the left or push it over to the right. A lot of people have pushed it over to the right, and they've left kind of a space right here, and they've done a tunnel right here. But I've noticed that when you guys get the smashers, they're going to break on through over here eventually, and they're just going to walk on down. So I'm going to try to find a better way to do this one than the tutorials you guys have previously seen, if you guys have seen any. Like David Dean has done a lot of them over there. Okay, so this is the new one. So they are going to be coming from over here. I'm probably going to put some broadsides down right here. And let's put that up right there. They are going to be coming from over here. So I'm going to have this thing set up like so. Maybe even that right there. There's no extent to how many traps you guys can do. So this right here, you guys can even put a wall dino right there. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to put that one out there right, just so that they are more likely to start the flow of leading this way. And on this one, guys, now it doesn't matter that you guys put traps on these, because you're going to want to set these up like this now that Lobber update. has taken place, because you're going to want to be able to, as soon as this thing starts, go out there and start a lobber defense. This is one where you guys have a shield guarding you from doing a lobber defense. So you guys are going to want to wait until the storm shield starts. And before that next round starts, get on over here. It's going to be hard because this one is pretty far away. But try to get on top of this one as soon as you guys can. And throw the lobber defenses so that you at least make them walk. So I threw down everything except for the traps here on this one, which is what you guys want to do. I was talking about that in that last one. You guys want to lay down the walls first and then set it up with traps. So this one right here, I'm not sure if this left side's going to work, but it would work a lot better if they did come from that way to have this here. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to break this one down like so that they can actually get up here. Just like that last trick where I showed you guys, if they can see the light, then they can lob, right? It's the same trick going up these things. If they cannot walk up here, then they won't. They're going to go around, or they're going to go a way that you guys don't want them to go. So this one right here, you guys can't leave a, and there's a lot of them like this, especially in Canny on that first one right next to the storm shield. They won't be able to walk up here. They will not go up there. So you guys have to make sure if there's a placement down here, you guys don't have that. Alright, so this is all pretty set up. I'm going to show you guys the rest of this one. I have a door here so I can show you guys this side over here. So previously, this is actually the way that they came from before, and they started dropping down right here. So I changed this to being, and I had to change this really quick. I actually did it on the same time I did this thing solo. And I stretched this thing out so that they could drop down this full length right here, or even right here they drop down and they get lobbed or launched into this right here. So you don't need all of this. It's a little bit overkill, but for me, I like to look at it and see what you don't need. I'd rather overdo it, if you guys know what I mean. I'd rather overdo it. And this is what that one completed looks like. Let me get up there, and this is why I brought a ninja. Now, if you guys do this correctly, you don't actually have to throw any walls up against here. Let me show you guys what this one looks like. So this one you guys saw with it not all trapped up yet. And this worked just fine. I actually ended up, instead of doing the middle section over there, I actually ended up changing this really fast, because they do get to the end of this wall right here and they break through it, but they won't go through right here. Most of the time, there will be a few hitting on that wall, but 90% of them will come through this wall right here and they'll get hit with all these traps. So instead of that stun that didn't hit them until, well, actually some of them it didn't even hit. So instead of the stun, I'd rather knock them back and do some last minute damage right here, which is why I threw this one up how I did. In fact, I'm going to throw another one of these. I'm going to upgrade that. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm going to show you guys, this way is the way that really got tough. This way got super tough. And the storm shield before this one only came to about right here, which was extremely tough. I wanted a challenge, so I threw this one down early. You guys should probably do this one later if you guys really know how to build the amplifier. It's right in the valley over here. If you guys know how to build that valley amplifier, then go for it. That one I didn't really want to go through because it's a lot of builds too to do that one. This one, because of that new Lobber update, we're going to have to throw some different things in. So they're gonna be launched down right here, and we're gonna have to do some Lobber defenses outwards as far out as I can, and then I'm gonna have to box them up. So I'm not sure how far out I can go, but I'll mess around with that one later. Tell you guys how it turns out. Some of these you don't need, like these tops you don't need. I just threw them on to be stylish. The bottoms you don't need. They went through this just fine. They didn't go through this middle part. The Lobbers eventually went through the middle part once they destroyed basically everything, but that's why I threw these things up to do that last minute damage. And this is just so that if I have a constructor I can get on real easy. But yeah, this is basically the trap that you guys saw in the last thumbnail. If you guys were wondering about how that's all set up, that's how I do it. Because this will actually hit that wall and bounce them off, and sometimes even bounce them off of that. So it's another way to get them off that ledge and keep them walking. Which when they're power level 140 plus, you guys are going to want to keep them walking. You guys can see I have the lobber defense over here, not necessarily built up. Like I said, there's tiers to it, so you guys could build it up like I did on the other one. I already have another lobber defense, but this is kind of tier when you have way too many traps like I do. Build that up, throw some extra traps, and the people that went into that last video, we rewarded 5,000 RP, which you guys can use RP to get traps as well. So during the live streams and stuff, if you guys are looking for some extra stuff to help you guys get through the game, you guys don't have a whole lot of traps, I am giving out a whole bunch of traps. In fact, if you guys are watching the stream, you guys gain RP to use on different things like the trap package. You guys can go to rideyt.com and buy different things like that. The trap package with points. You guys can get points through using Prime subs, which you guys can get absolutely free. But yeah, that's the 3 types of lobber defenses with a little bit of extra stuff on there for the twine base building. Here's the trap tunnels that I have. In fact, that one I have to... Oh, maybe not. No, this one I'm not destroying because I didn't do this amplifier. That means that they are going to be spawning from this amplifier. Just as a little bit of a guide for that, just look at the amplifiers around it. If there's an amplifier above it or to the side of it, they're probably not going to be coming from that amplifier. So this is your main amplifier, and oh snap, that amplifier B is built on this side. They're no longer going to be coming from this side because B is over there. Amplifier A is on this side. They're no longer going to be coming from this side because A is over there. There's no amplifier on this side, so yes, they will be coming from this side still. And there's no amplifier over here, so yes, they are going to be coming from over here still. But they will not be coming from this direction. They won't be coming from any direction from amplifier. So just look at the amplifier. A couple of tips and tricks in here, guys, will show you guys all you guys need to know. So hopefully this helped you guys out. If you guys did learn something new, make sure to leave a like down below. If you guys did not, then you guys are legends at this game, and you guys deserve a medal or something. Yo, what is this? Oh, on the other account, I got all this stuff from destroying all that stuff. Whee! All right, Miss Brandyline, your base is all set up. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.